You're listening to WKWZ. And now, your host. Welcome, everyone, to my monthly interview on WKWZ. My guest this week is a wonderful librarian at Syosset High School, additionally as an advisor of Awareness Club as well. Please welcome Miss Lynn Ortlieb. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Michelle. I'm so happy to be here.
Well, before we get started, how are you feeling? This is your debut here, obviously, and it is an honor to have you.
I am thrilled that you asked me down here for an interview.
So, with that said, as a librarian here at Syosset High School for 12 years to be exact, you must have seen several generations of technology and resources come and go, and some even making their comeback. What is your take on that?
Well, we are always doing new things in the library. Anytime there's new technology that the district embraces, we try to bring it into the library. This year, we implemented a pilot program for Chromebooks. Students are able to access Google applications over the Wi-Fi on devices from anywhere in the school. So it's been a pretty exciting year so far.
Wow, that is awesome. I mean, we all know how technology plays such a big role in our lives today. It's amazing how we're incorporating things little bit by little bit here at Syosset. I mean, I know compared to other high schools, we may or may not be in the right place. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, if you didn't already know, the library currently holds a large source of open technology, such as Chromebooks, Kindle Fire tablets, and a brand new Samsung Galaxy tablet kiosk. How amazing is that?
It's pretty amazing, Michelle. We're really excited about it. We are also implementing a couple of apps this year. We've actually had ebooks for a while, but we always like to promote our ebook application. So say, you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't have a book to read, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, you can log into our Overdrive app and you can download a book. It's pretty exciting stuff.
It is. And now, being that is available on iPhone and iPad, there are some apps out there that may not be accessible to an iPad like it is on a Chromebook. What exactly, specifically, is accessible on these Chromebooks that are not accessible on any other devices?
Well, Chromebooks are web-based applications, so you can't install any software that you would necessarily want, but you can do anything that's web-based. They're really made for Google apps. Chrome is an operating system developed by Google, so it's really made to perfectly work with the Google Apps for Education suite of software.
Wow. That's great. I mean, I'm a fan of Chromebooks myself. I mean, being that I don't have a laptop anymore, I could really use one. So with that said, I heard about this new app called Destiny. Can you tell me more about it? I know you're a librarian and you must be enthusiastic about it.
I am so enthusiastic about our apps. So Overdrive, I mentioned before, is for ebooks. Destiny is an app that gives you access to the entire library's collection. So say you're on your way to English class and you realize you forgot your copy of Romeo and Juliet at home. And you're like, oh, see, it happens to all of us, right? So you're running down the hall and you're like, oh, I don't have my book. Well, if you go onto our Destiny app, you can quickly check to see if there's available, if a copy of Romeo and Juliet is available in the library. Just come and get it.
Wow.
So you can find out what we have available for you on our shelves through Destiny.
Wow, that's wonderful because you know what? Like I said before, it sounds like me, walking to class, realizing I don't have all my supplies and, well, that's at my fingertips and I always have my phone like everyone else, so that works. How amazing is that? So with all of this being said, how are you incorporating this with classroom instruction and with the teachers and staff here at Syosset High School?
Well, we do a lot of training for students and staff on all sorts of up-and-coming technology. So my colleague, Ms. Wasser, and myself do a lot of workshops like that. We're constantly doing workshops, not only for technology, but also we do a lot with the research program here. We have a huge research program here at the high school, and we work with pretty much everybody, students and faculty, in getting the resources out to the students that they need.
Wow. So if I came in with my business class and we were looking to do a project on what stock best to invest in and how would I go about making the right decision on that, what type of open source would you recommend for that?
Well, not necessarily an open source. Obviously, students like to Google everything, but we do have a suite of research databases available to us through the high school and through the public library that we work very closely with, Syosset Public Library. They have a wonderful selection of business databases that would be excellent for any business project.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot more on the high school website, which we'll talk about in just a minute. But let's take this one step outside the classroom. So starting with the spooky week of Halloween, which is October the 31st, probably the most fun I've ever had throughout the year. I'm kidding. The library always has their annual Halloween bash, so to speak. Tell us, everyone, about, how you're incorporating technology and a Halloween bash. I mean, that sounds cool, does it not, ladies and gentlemen?
So cool, Michelle. Well, the last few years we've tried to deck out the library for Halloween, and we usually have what we like to think is a fun theme. And this year we did a little play on the Pokemon Go craze that was out over the summer, and we turned the library into our very own Pokestop. And we had a QR code scavenger hunt to do that. So QR codes are pretty cool. You see barcodes on all sorts of advertising materials today. So we were creating our own QR codes to take students on a scavenger hunt around the library.
That's really cool. I mean, QR codes, more like Pokestops, plural.
That's right.
Yes, I love how we are always using technology to our advantage. And although certain things may not be at our access immediately, it's good to know that it will be sometime sooner rather than later. So speaking of QR codes, is it used in any other way besides a scavenger hunt for like a holiday?
We actually do use some QR codes with our orientation program for freshman students at the beginning of the year. We're also utilizing QR codes for actually Superintendent's Conference Day, which is not necessarily going to involve students, but it will involve faculty, and we will be using QR codes. So QR codes is something that I think teachers and students can incorporate into their lessons. People put them on their resumes. There's so many ways that you can start utilizing them.
Oh, that's great. I mean, like we did with the promoting of our new activity, which is a music video, which we'll get to very, very soon. Did you link a QR code to the notifications for that for your website?
Well, we haven't done it yet, but I think that's a great idea. I'm going to write that down.
I think you should get that pen working, because I heard about your Hearthstone tournament. Now, I know I'm not a gaming nerd like some people out there.
Hey.
But, my friends have been really just into it. What is this craze about?
Well, Hearthstone is it's like a Dungeons and Dragons kind of card game. Do you know Dungeons and Dragons? Have you heard of that?
Yes, I have.
Okay, so Dungeons and Dragons is a game where you adopt a persona, and in this particular version of it, Hearthstone, you have a deck of cards and you play them and you battle with other people to see who's going to be the winner. So we did have a Hearthstone tournament. It was pretty successful, and I think we're going to do it again.
I think you should. That sounds awesome. I know I wasn't able to attend this year because I run Serendipity Club as a chair. And with that said, I heard from my advisor that we're supposed to be collaborating on a charity event called the Annual Food Drive. That sounds like an amazing act.
Well, every year, the Awareness Club, which is a club that I advise with Miss Jones, another teacher here at the school, we do a district-wide food drive, and the Awareness Club kind of takes the lead on that. And right now, we have 6 schools in the district participating. We collect thousands of pounds of food, and we donate them to Island Harvest and local food banks such as the food pantry at St. Edward's.
Oh wow, that's amazing. I know I've been to St. Edward's only once, and I've been to the Mary Brennan Inn a handful of times, and I just love how communities come together in such ways to help out those who really need it. It's a great act, and the fact that we have 6 schools in the district now participating in this, like you said, and we have until, did you say the 21st?
Yes, the food drive is running through November 21st. It's the Monday before Thanksgiving. So we want to encourage all of our students, all of our faculty, our entire school community to participate and bring food in to help those in need.
And there you go. I mean, that's where the community really plays such a big role to those who really need it. And I remember very well when I first went to the Mary Brennan Inn and I served them the food that was donated by the rest of the community. It just instantaneously brought smiles to their faces. And when I saw that, I started to glow because I realized this is a charity act we're doing. This is actually more than a charity act. This is amazing. So with that said, as a community, we should also join together to do our special library activity, which I was talking about, which is Shakespeare Devotion. Please tell us more about that. That sounds interesting.
Well, we have so many talented students here at the high school. Our performing arts students are amazingly talented. And a couple of years ago, we did a parody of Taylor Swift's Shake It Off, and it was called Read It All. So we basically rewrote the words, we made it into a parody. Some amazing students sang the lyrics. We had talented actors lip sync and act it out. We had students doing the choreography, and students actually were our videographers as well, and it was amazing. You could check it out on our YouTube channel. But this year we're going to do another one, and this time we're going to turn Cake by the Ocean into Shakespeare Devotion. And we're looking forward to doing that.
That sounds splendid. Not to brag, but, you know, as somebody who's enthusiastic about acting and somebody who really wants to star in this video and who loves Shakespeare, I am hoping, and I'm really, really dreaming about it every night, that I get to be your main star of that video.
Well, I know you're definitely going to be involved in a big way.
Thank you. Now, thank you for confirming that fantasy. Now I feel like this fairy tale is not over yet. Speaking of fairy tales, I've heard numerous things about the library, and me being a constant library goer, I have to say personally, now please tell me you agree or disagree if you choose, that the library is an awesome place even just to chill. I mean, we have phone chargers now. We have a new giant charging port, you said, that's coming soon.
We're getting another charging station. As you know, everyone needs to have their devices charged at all times. And students come to us for that service. So we do have USB charging ports all around the library. If you bring your cable, if you forget your charging cable, we have charging cables for you. And we are going to be getting additional charging stations, so no one has to run out of power.
Well, that's great, because you know me, I run on a full tank of energy.
I believe it. I know it.
I know, and that's not even to mention the fact that I didn't have coffee today. So thank you so much for being here. That was a great overview of the library events for this year. Please follow us at...
Oh, our website is syosset.hs.com/library. We're also on Instagram and Twitter at SHS Library 101.
Well, wonderful, because I am an Instagram lover myself, and I have to say, awesome way to stay in touch. And our events will be posted as regularly as they should be.
Absolutely.
And without further ado, please give Miss Lynn Ortlieb one more round of applause, ladies and gentlemen, because it was such an honor to have you here. Thank you, everyone, for listening. This concludes my monthly interview on WKWZ. Thank you so much, and we hope to see you guys next time.